Whether you are a seasoned leader or a first-time leader, a good boss is the reason that employees flourish or don't within an organization. Google looked at roughly 10,000 observations about their managers, and they found that good bosses, 1, empower their teams, 2, show genuine empathy and concern for their employees, and 3, boost productivity through consistent support and clear communication. So let's dive into the tips for how you can be a good boss for your team. First, cultivate a listening culture. As you may know, clear communication is critically important for teams to succeed. And one of the things that comes from clear communication is being able to hear what someone else is trying to say. Whether you manage a team of individual contributors or you're a manager of managers, it doesn't really matter. You want to create a team of listening culture so that when people are speaking, they can recognize that they are being heard and that their ideas are being contributed to the overall team. So how do you do that? What are the action steps? 1, you want to first schedule regular one-on-one meetings with your direct reports. 2, you want to create an open door policy for you specifically so that people feel comfortable coming to talk to you. And 3rd, you want to make sure that you create anonymous surveys or feedback channels so that people can give you feedback. And depending on how big your team is, it might not be able to be anonymous, but you can still create a sense of allowing for feedback or being open to criticism when it is appropriate. 2, you want to empower your team. Empowerment comes in a lot of different forms, but essentially you want your team to feel confident in being able to execute their job without feeling like they're going to get fired or feeling like you're going to get mad at them. You want to make sure that they feel like they're able to move forward ambitiously and innovatively, and you want to make sure that they're comfortable enough to trust the kind of relationship that you've built with them so that even if they do mess up or even if they aren't exactly on par with what you want to accomplish, that you're still going to be there to support them and make sure that they feel heard. So how do you do that? What are the action steps? First, you want to acknowledge the key strengths that each individual employee has, and you want to make sure that you communicate to them what you think their strengths are and what they're contributing to the team. Second, you want to encourage autonomy while still reflecting the idea that you are available for support and guidance if needed. And 3rd, you want to celebrate successes and constructively give feedback in positive ways when you can. The 3rd step to being a good boss is fostering an environment of continuous learning. Whether it's professional development, whether it's a one-off webinar or training, or if it's a certification, or perhaps it's even something bigger like a sort of degree or a certificate. You want to give your team a sense of always wanting to achieve and always wanting to learn, because as you learn, it helps develop your organization, but more importantly, it helps develop your team's perspective on how the job should be done and how can it be more efficient. So here are the action steps to do that. 1, you want to implement regular training sessions and encourage employees to do their own sort of training. 2nd, you want to incorporate cross-departmental training and exposure so that your team is available and understands what other departments within the organization are doing. And 3rd, you want to make sure people feel comfortable sharing insights or new knowledge that they've learned in these trainings and these certifications or these academic pursuits that they're on. The 4th step in being a good boss is you want to demonstrate genuine concern for your team. Now, empathy comes naturally to some people, but as a leader, as a manager, you tend to get incentivized to not have as much empathy for your team because you want to focus more on the data or the numbers and making sure that people are hitting their KPIs. But at the end of the day, a person managing people is still a person. And just because an organization is giving you authority over someone doesn't mean that they're not still a person. So you want to still have genuine concern for who they are as a person, their interests, their families, their passions, things like that. So what are the action steps? 1, you want to check in regularly with your team. See how they're doing, how are they feeling, where do they think the direction of the team is going? Is it positive or is it negative? 2, you want to be flexible in the event that someone needs better arrangements or if they need a different working condition. And 3, you want to create opportunities or activities for people to interact with each other and get to know each other a little better. And the 5th step to being a good leader is you want to lead by example. Now, it's always easy as a leader to say, this is what I want you to do what I say, not what I do. But in order for a team to trust you and really trust you, you have to demonstrate exactly how you want them to behave. That's in terms of ethics, in terms of performance, in terms of, work-life balance, whatever is important to you from a value standpoint, you want to demonstrate what that is so that your employees can mimic that. So here are the action steps. First, you want to exhibit the work ethic that you require from your employees. 2, you want to make ethical decisions, especially when they're difficult. And 3, you want to have a positive attitude toward change. And as you're striving to be a better leader, there's other resources available like this playlist that I put together about how to increase your team's performance. So check that out. And with that, I will see you on the next one.